right, studio time check says it's 35 minutes past 6 a.m. Today is the last day of the month of September 2025. I always have to remind myself 30 days has September, and today is the last day, 30th of September 2025. Good morning to you, dear listener. Thank you for tuning to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, your number one family radio in the whole of Oyo State, where we bring you wholesome programs wholesome programs that feed your body, your soul, your spirit, and your mind. Yes, that's what we do here. Wholesome programs for every single member of the family. We're a family radio, and we ensure that at least one of our program caters to, every single member of the family. Thank you for joining us this morning. Wells Radio is located or broadcasting live from the Wells Broadcasting House, which is located along Alafin Avenue, Ulioli State, Ibadan. That's where we're broadcasting live from this morning. Now, I want you to do me a favor. You're asking me what it is. Okay, the favor is very simple. Just go on Facebook and like our Facebook fan page if you already haven't. Just what you have to do is just go to Facebook and search Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. I'll take that again. Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. So once you do that, just like the page, like our posts, comment on our posts, and of course share. Every good thing is meant to be shared. So also share on your Facebook page for your friends and your family. Also, I'd like you to also follow us on our other social media platforms. We're on Twitter, that's X now. We're on X, Instagram, on TikTok at Wells Radio 893. Now you can listen to us directly. If you're not in Ibadan, you can listen to us with your phone via our website www.wellsradio893.com. Also, you can find us on a couple of radio directories: onlineradiobox.net, radiogarden.com, and so on and so forth. Or just Google Wells Radio, and it will give you, a list of radio directories where you can listen to us. My name is Bolanle Oduekun-Ayoola, and the program this morning is Perspectives Unlimited, where we take a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. So this morning we'll be taking a look at the front pages. On the front page of the Punch newspaper, the lead headline says Dangote versus Pengasan. NLC mobilizes workers for strike against refinery. Labour places affiliates on alert as Pengasan shuts down NNPC, NUPRC, and MDPRA offices. That story is on page 33 of the Punch newspaper this morning. More headlines. NNPC, Dangote Refinery signed fresh 2-year crude deal. That's on page 34. Nigeria at 65, federal government cancels Independence Day parade. That's on page 2. 2027, woeful record will haunt Jonathan, says presidency. You find that on page 40. Oh, this is interesting. Church members avoided May over Muslim ticket, says Remi Tinubu. That's on page 40 of the Punch newspaper this morning. More headlines. Court stops bank from releasing Osun local government allocations. That's on page 41. Lagos guard faces trial for kidnapping employer's son. That's on pages 4 and 5. Tax reforms exempt food, education, agric, says FIRS. That story is on page 34 of the Punch newspaper this morning. On the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning, the headlines are similar. Dangote versus Pengasan. NLC joins fray, set for nationwide action. Court stops Pengasan, orders from cutting gas supply to Dangote Refinery as federal government meets disputing parties. That's on page 4 this morning. Federal government makes thesis submission mandatory for NYSC mobilization. That's on page 3. British diplomats dismisses reports of genocide against Christians in Nigeria as false. You find that on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. CVR figures hit 6.2 million as Borno displaces Osun. That's on page 6. Oyo eyes 100 billion naira IGR as Makinde's reforms boost economy, education, healthcare. You find that on page 27. CBN, OAGF deny releasing withheld funds to APC chairman, councillors as court restrains UBA from paying out Osun local government allocations. That's on page 3. ASU issues 14-day strike notice over unresolved issues. You find that on page 6. Court declares Patutomi's shadow government illegal. That's on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Federal government unveils program to deliver clean, off-grid electricity to over 17.5 million Nigerians. Cancels Independence Day parade. President to speak to Nigerians on October 1st. That's on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. On the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, Northern leaders unite against challenges. You find that on pages 4 and 5 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Jonathan's tenure, a disaster, says presidency. That's on page 7. And that's about it, honestly, except for this, a Rice TV presenter killed in Abuja robbery. And that's also on the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. These and many more we'll be taking a look at on Perspectives Unlimited. I'd like to bring up my analyst, Chukwemeka Munachi. So good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Bola.
How do you do?
I'm always fine.
Yes.
By the special grace of God.
You know, we did talk about this optimistic lens to life last week, Tuesday.
And that's the only way to live.
You know? I hope that, if you're listening to us this morning and if you listened to us last week as well, you can take, something from this. Let's get to talking about the issues plaguing Nigeria at the moment. Dangote versus Pengassan. Now, this matter didn't exactly start with Pengassan. About 2 weeks ago, if I'm correct, Nupeng and Dangote, had an issue about the tanker drivers, saying that Dangote wanted to hire tanker drivers or had already hired tanker drivers and said the part of their contract said they must not join unions, instead favoring an inside union, sort of, saying they would create their own union. And Nupeng went on strike. We did see that the federal government then, met, I think that's through the Minister of Labor, met with Nupeng and Dangote. And for about, after about 2 days, we saw the strike called off, and the resolution was that an MOU had been signed by both parties. Now, what was the MOU, about? They said that Dangote had agreed that they could join.
If they like.
Yeah, if they like, they could join, and that and that those who join will not be victimized.
It's not easy.
That was the key word. That those who join will not be victimized, and so, the strike was effectively called off. But about 2 days or a day after, we then heard, not only Nupeng and some other, affiliates saying that, Dangote in the, industries lied, to say that they wouldn't victimize those who joined the union. They also called, around that time, Dangote was also doing free delivery, thereby bypassing the middlemen, saying, you own a petrol station, wonderful. We'll deliver, since we have CNG trucks now, we'll deliver petrol to you free, at no delivery cost. All you have to do is pay us for the petrol, which apparently appeared to even be cheaper than, some others, and said, and they described this as a Greek gift. Now, Pengassan has come up to say, they've come up to say, the Dangote has laid off a lot of people, laid off in particular Nigerian staff.
I'm bringing expatriates.
Yes, and brought in expatriates because, also linking this to the unionization. Now, I want to start from here, Chukwemeka. Pengassan did not just start talking about this yesterday. Same as Nupeng. Pengassan cried out for about 2-3 days with their president, who's also the president of the TUC, saying, this, let the federal government, speak to Dangote, let the federal government mediate in this matter. But as usual, we didn't hear anything from the side of the federal government. Now, the federal government has now, brought them together after Pengassan paralyzed operations at major oil and gas regulatory institutions. And this, if you don't know what Pengassan, they're the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria. So unlike the other strike action we've seen where they just down tools, they said they were going to cut gas supply.
Yeah.
And apparently, if they cut gas supply, no work can be done. And so, obviously, seeing how serious this was going to be, the federal government, brought them together to say, let's talk, let's see how this is happened, this is going to work. And at the same time, the National Industrial Court in Abuja restrained Pengassan from embarking on that industrial action. They said they should not halt crude oil and gas supply to the refinery. But Pengassan says we're not aware of this court injunction, that court injunctions are usually served through bailiffs, but not via social media. So they're saying we're seeing it on social media, but we haven't seen, Yes. So and in the brouhaha that's following now, the NLC is also saying, the NLC president, Joe Ajaero, obviously with the TUC president, or CIFO, being the president of Pengassan, it's obvious that, where Pengassan goes, the TUC will go. And then the NLC president, Joe Ajaero, has also placed NLC affiliates on alert, saying that, we're likely also going to join this strike. Now, Dangote, on the other hand, has denied these accusations. They said the layoffs were part of a restructuring to improve safety and prevent sabotage. They say that they still have over 3,000 Nigerians employed.
Well, Dangote is just is not telling us why doing the upgrade
at this time.
At this point in time. Why must it be at a time you are having issues with Pengassan and Nupeng over unionism, that you are now laying on people in line with your upgrade or whatever he calls it? He's not being truthful with Nigerians. But you see, if you check what is going on between or among all these people, there is a lot they are not telling Nigerians. Dangote himself is not coming out clean to let Nigerians know what is going on. He sees Nupeng and Pengassan as people who are also making things difficult for Nigerians. Because when he came out to say he pays 50,000 naira for every truck that leaves his depot, now who do you think will bear the brunt? The end users. So they are not telling them. In fact, this fight is like something between people who have been eating together. All of a sudden, something happened, and they are now washing their dirty linen in the open. Dangote should not, at this point in time, be sacking people. And to make it worse, we read he employed 2,000 expatriates, replacing them with Nigerian workers. That is very, very unpatriotic. You don't have to do that.
Now, Dangote is saying that that's false.
No, okay, but that's what we had. Let him prove it if it is false. Let him come and tell Nigerians that it is not true. So how did they come about sacking Nigerians? And he said also that he still has
about 3,000,
which means
workers.
He did what they accuse him of doing. If you are coming to say you still have, what do you mean by you still have? Which means that the ones that you have sent away, you still have. I don't know whether you understand the interpretation. And that's the meaning of that, you understand? So he's not talking to 10-year-old Nigerians or 5-year-old Nigerians. We are talking to adults. The most important thing is that the ball stops at the bulk of the federal government. If federal government had done the needful by having our refineries work, do we need to depend on Dangote? Should he be the one holding the knife and the yam? That is where the whole thing boils down to.
So what's the knife and what's the yam in this situation?
Everything.
The crude oil and the finished products.
He's the one having all of them. So if he comes and give you, you eat. If he doesn't give you, you go away. Remember, he challenged Nupeng and Pengassan to go and build their own refinery and let them find out what it takes. It is Nigeria that failed. You understand? It is Nigeria that failed. It's Nigeria that did not do its own work very well. Why must you carry your whole eggs in one basket? You make Dangote the monarch in oil business. So he's the monarch, and he has to behave monarchically. Is there anything like that? Well, you understand? He has to behave like Kabiyesi. He has to be whatever he does. If he coughs, all of us will catch cold because you put him on that pedestal. So it is not the failure; it's the failure of the federal government. Because if they had fixed the refineries, we will be talking of one man, one man giving us. He has fought so many wars. Yeah, he won.
I was going to say that the issue with Dangote and Pengusan and Nupeng, and even the oil. How do we put it? Those who buy, didn't just start today. This war has been on since the very first day the refinery opened. First, it was let's have a meeting. It's not you that will tell us how much you sell to us. We'll tell you how much we want to buy from you. And he's been calling their bluff repeatedly from day one. He's been calling their bluff repeatedly from day one. In fact, when Pengusan said they were going to go on strike, Dangote stopped Naira to crude to Naira sales. He said, well, the agreement I have with the government has lapsed, so we're not selling crude in Naira again. Which shows us that we're in a dangerous situation as a country.
Yes, we are in a dangerous situation. And this fight is about two people who have been eating together, and all of a sudden, this one says, it's like you're taking too much. Let's share it. Now they are bringing everything in the open. The Nupeng and Pengasin, they didn't come out to refute that allegation that they were collecting 50,000 naira from every truck. They didn't say anything about it. And Dangote also didn't say anything about the sacking as a Nigerian. Now he's selling that he still has, which means you did what he said you did. Do you understand? So it is not about the Nigerians are the ones suffering this, and it's because the federal government has refused to do the needful.
Let me ask for your opinion on this, Chukwemeka. Many Nigerians on social media, let me not use many, some Nigerians on social media, I did read over the weekend, said, as surprisingly against Pengusan and its, affiliates, saying that they are the oil cabals that have made things difficult for Nigerians in previous years.
That is what they have made themselves look like now. That's the picture everybody has in the street. They are the mafia. They are racketeers, making things difficult for Nigeria, because if not, they would have come out to tell Nigeria, what Dangote said that we are collecting is not true. That's why Abedo mentality has infiltrated into everything. Go to garage. You want to go to Lagos. I said it yesterday. 5,000 or 3,000. Abedo will come and tell the driver, put 1,000 naira on top. Otherwise, you will not load. The driver will put 1,000 naira. The passengers will pay it. That's exactly what is going on in the oil sector. So they are now dancing naked in the public, and everybody is seeing seeing what is going on. That is the picture Nigerians have now about these people. About Nupeng and Pengas, and that, you people are even the ones making things difficult for us. That's the picture. And they have not been able to come out to clean that image.
Now, what do you have to say about, NLC joining in this?
Forget about NLC. Is just, Bola, I used to say that.
Our Nigeria Labour Congress.
Wait, Bola, let me tell you. I witnessed robust NLC when we had the likes of Hassan Sumunu, when we had the likes of Baska Bafriau, when we had the likes of, there are so many of them. This one is a photocopy that we have right now. You understand? Yes, it's a photocopy. They don't even know it is. Their loyalty is not to Nigerians, but to their stomach. They don't. Yes, whenever anything has to do with them, the same people that went to our president and said, Busa, when the president gave them 70,000 naira, and coming back to tell us that, 70,000 naira is not. Didn't you know from day one? Because you didn't do your own work very well. You understand? So you can't be hunting. You can't be running with the hare and hunting with the fox at the same time. So NLC is the shadow of itself. They have nothing to contribute. This thing is just, they should just, the Nigerians don't even listen to them again. If you check, whatever they come out to say, Nigeria, because they have been able to demystify who they are and what they belong to. Remember those days, Pascal Befiao and Hassan Somonu will come out. Nigerians, in fact, it was like a party for all Nigerians, because they represent the interest, not only the workers, but for the people who are not even government employees. When they come out to say something, people listen to them. How many people listen to NLC? That is it. And that is when you begin to hobnob with politicians. When you begin to dine and wine with them, you lose whatever aura you have. And people begin to see that you are even a giant with a clay feet.
Thank you so much. Now, if the NLC does decide to join in the strike action, its affiliates like the Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, the National Union of Chemical, Footwear, Rubber, Leather and Non-Metallic Products Employees, the National Union of Food, Beverage and Tobacco Employees, the National Union of Air Transport Employees, the National Union of Electricity Employees, Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, National Union of Textile, Garment and Tailoring Workers of Nigeria, National Union of Metal Workers of Nigeria, the Industrial Sector Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, the Steel and Engineering Workers Union of Nigeria, and the Medical and Health Professionals Senior Staff Association of Nigeria may also follow suit, as they are NLC affiliates. Now, this strike by Pengassan paralyzed operations yesterday at the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, the NNPC. I think the federal government didn't foresee that the NNPC was also going to be shut. Even the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulation, the NUPRC and the NMDPRA, operations were paralyzed at this place. So it wasn't just about, Dangote Industries or petrochemicals rather. It was also at NPRC, NNPC and the likes, and NMDPRA. And we'll see what happens. They say that the court has, the National Industrial Court has restrained Pengassan from, stopping gas supply, crude oil and gas supply to the Dangote refinery. We'll see what comes out of that. But this is an ongoing matter.
But we don't need all these things at this point in time.
But so are you saying that the union shouldn't? The point of a union to workers is that the union is there to fight for the right of the workers.
I'm not. Look, Bola, when Dangote came out to say that if you like to join, you join, it was very dicey. You don't have to say that. The labor laws, international labor laws, approves unionism.
Yes, gives you the right to join or not to join.
To join or not to join. And for people working under him, if some people should join and others don't join, Bola, it's very dangerous for those who join. Those who don't join, there will be preferential treatment for them. Divide and rule. That's what he employed, and which is now playing out, which is now causing this problem we are having right now. But the thing is that the federal government should not wait for the fire to engulf the house before they start looking for means to stop it.
That's the federal government.
Yes, like what Minister of Labor did. He came out and he was calling you should have started this earlier on. You should have told.
And can we even let me just put this? Let me ask you this. The other day when they signed an MOU with Nupeng, with the Minister of Labor present, and Nupeng came back out to say, they're not following through on their own part of. Does this mean that government interventions are not worth anything anymore?
Because government is not being transparent in the whole matter. If government had been transparent in the whole matter, would we come to where we are today? If they had come out to say, Dangote, this is what we want, Nupeng, because of the interest of the people, but they are not being transparent. That's why when they come out, both parties don't take federal government serious again. They can sign whatever they want to sign and go out and do whatever they want to do. And even the court that is now making pronouncement, we don't want you to go. How many people obey court rulings in Nigeria again? Even people that will. That's the thing. You understand? When you start disobeying court pronouncements, be sure that it will trickle down. People will follow your example because you are a leader.
Thank you so much for this, Chukwemeka. We're still taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. Still on the Punch newspaper, Nigeria at 65. Federal government cancels Independence Day parade. It's just tomorrow, the 1st of October. Marking Nigeria at 65. And we're hearing that the federal government has cancelled the parade that was earlier scheduled to mark Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary. And this announcement was contained in a statement issued yesterday by the Office of the Secretary to the government of the Federation. They say that while providing no reason for cancellation, but they say that the cancellation is in no way a diminishment of the significance of this milestone anniversary, saying that the government regrets any inconvenience caused, but stressed that other activities that are lined up for the anniversary will proceed as scheduled. We'll talk about that when we come back from the break, as we've seen a series of muted independence anniversaries under this administration. But we'll take a short break, and when we come back, Perspectives Unlimited will continue. Don't go anywhere. Please stay with us.
FM, your preferred wholesome radio. Get ready! Ibadan, something big is happening. Caris Ultima Hotels Limited, the JAX presents the JAX Hospitality Conference. Theme: Driving Interstate Tourism and Harnessing International Tourism. With top speakers, Professor Wasiu Babalola, Director, African Travel Commission, Dr. Wasiu Olatunbosun, Honorable Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Funke Olusoga Oguntade, Hospitality Management Consultant, Professor Samson Oluwagbemiga Ojo, HOD Wildlife and Ecotourism Management, University of Ibadan. And our keynote speaker, Are Dr. Abisoye Fagade, Director General, CEO, National Institute for Hospitality and Tourism. Date: Wednesday, October 1st, 2025. Time: 2 p.m. prompt. Venue: 4 Simeon Street, Iyaganku, GRA, Ibadan. Don't miss this chance to connect, learn, and unlock the future of tourism in Nigeria. For registration and inquiries, call 09055748966. The JAX Hospitality Conference. Tourism starts here.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour.
I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data.
Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service.
One Data?
Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on these websites: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, 0707-338-4828, SEC 0209-462-1168. Announcer, FSRCC.
Boost your business with Wells Radio 89.3 FM. In a competitive world of business, strategic brand and product positioning is key to growth. Don't remain unseen in the shadows. Shine a spotlight on your brand with Wells Radio 89.3 FM today. Why Wells Radio? We are your state's #1 family radio station. We connect with the heart of families in your state. As the smallest unit of the society, families trust Wells Radio for quality content and information. Visit us today along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Our white and blue building just before Sharp Corner ensures your business won't go unnoticed. Advertise with us today. Call our marketing office on 0903 936 8185. Call Toby on 0803 509 3394. Ayo on 0706 840-7359. Take the leap today. Let Wells Radio 89.3 FM be the megaphone for your business success. You won't regret it.
Yo, what's up?
Baby, let's go.
Hey there.
there. Want to stay connected to your favorite radio station? Follow us on social media for the latest updates, entertaining wholesome content, and behind-the-scene peaks. We're on Instagram at Wells Radio 893, Facebook Wells Radio 893 FM fan page, X Wells Radio 893. Follow our WhatsApp channel Wells Radio 89.3 FM. Get a scoop on upcoming shows, giveaways, and events. Also get to interact with your favorite presenters and share your thoughts on our posts and stories. Join the conversation and stay tuned into Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
All right, you're welcome back. Studio time check says it's 6 minutes past 7 a.m. Today, the 30th day in September of 2025. Welcome back and good morning to you if you're just joining us. It's Perspectives Unlimited coming to you live from Wells Radio 89.3 FM. At this point, we'll open the phone lines so you can join the conversations. We've been talking about Pengassan versus Dangote refineries, also putting into consideration the place of the NLC as well as the federal government as a mediator. You can join us this morning as we explore other headlines making the rounds across the different dailies. 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-3333-893. I'll take the numbers again. 0915-893-1000, 091. I'll take the numbers again. Pardon me. 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-3333-893. These are the numbers to call to be a part of the conversation this morning. Before we went on the break, we're talking about the 65th anniversary of Nigeria. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you, madam. Your name and where you're calling from? Your name is what? Okay, Adirunke, you're welcome this morning. Let's have your contribution. I can hear you, Adirunke. Please go ahead.
Yeah, it's so sad that NLC has decided to join the crew of Pengassan to put Nigerians through another round of fuel scarcity and destroy the economy. We all know that Dangote is a private entity. We can't blame him that much. So I'll just suggest that Pengassan, Nupenga, and other unions should come together and build their refineries in order to compete with Dangote. Yes, now, seriously, this fuel scarcity we are facing too much. The government must come hard on this, to avoid plunging Nigeria into another round of fuel crisis. As at yesterday that I was going to work, if you see the massive crowd at my bus, even before I could even get a bus to board to my place of work, it's so tiring. I got to work late yesterday, so I don't know how it will be this morning again. So please try and do the needful. Thank you very much.
Sorry about that, Adirunke. All right, which just as Chukwemeka said, that Nigerians are going to be yes, you know how they say that when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. And Adirunke, you put a point out there that Pengassan should come together and build their own refinery. Is this doable? Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Radio.
Good morning to you, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
All right, ma'am. Good morning, Mr. Chukwemeka.
Good morning, Salami.
Salami, I'm calling from Awotan.
You're welcome, Mr. Salami. Please go ahead.
All right, God bless you, ma'am. You see, for me, still on Dangote, though, I think this is the time President Tinubu should prove his patriotism and his readiness to help Nigeria into play now. Over the years, Nigeria has, through our leaders, have successfully created the monster out of Dangote. And that is the truth we must face. That's the reality. Well, now, how do we do it? What we can do now is for President Tinubu to put every machinery in motion to save Dangote refinery from collapsing. Because Look at Pegasan, whatever, whatever, under whatever name they might be existing. They have nothing good for Nigerians other than to sabotage, other than to make the economy and their neighbors live large in the city of Port Harcourt, Warri, Lagos, wherever. Nothing whatsoever. And now this is the time for President Tinubu to wake in and save Nigeria from total collapse. Now, the promise of Mr. President to fix our refineries is now moribund. He's not even talking about it again. So that means the only one that we have now is Dangote. Of course, it's not the best, because I've already been saying it, that it's dangerous to build an economy around an individual. Nigeria, through our leaders over the years, have successfully built the entire Nigerian economy around Dangote. There's nothing we can do about it. Pending when Mr. President will have a rethink and do the meeting in our industry, fix our refinery, or whether they will sell the existing one and build new one, to let him fulfill his promise to Nigerians. This is the best time he has to put it. He should let Benjamin and what have you, he should let them know, put them in check, and also restrict their shenanigans to NNPC and the government facilities, government facilities. That is just it. You should just put them in check and not let them not kind of hold Dangote by jugular. Dangote is a private enterprise. I'm not a fan of Dangote, but they should know that President Tinubu should let them know they cannot coerce Dangote into their union, because they have nothing to offer. Because they have no contribution in the value chain of all distribution in this country, other than to make the economy and to sabotage the way the NNPC, the same way that's what they're trying to do to Dangote.
Mr. Salami.
Please,
Mr. Salami.
And make sure that.
Can I ask you a question?
That they are not able to frustrate Dangote. As NLC, I'm telling you, a time is coming in this country, NLC will no longer have any follower again, because there's no one who grew up in this country in the 80s, early 90s, that will even look at the present cost of NLC as anything. Honestly speaking, I don't believe any harsh word already about NLC, but they have lost their relevance to Nigerian workers. Right. Even this class that they are proposing to join, let's not surprise you that President is going to invite them. They are attaching themselves to this class so that they can be part of the negotiation government, the federal government will go for negotiation for their own cause. What is the interest of Nigerian workers or Nigerians at large?
Thank you so much, Mr. Salami. Hello, Mr. Salami. Hello. I'm sorry, sir. We're going to have to let you go now so that we can also open the airways for others to also contribute, sir.
Ma?
We're going to have to let you go now so that others can also contribute to the show. Thank you very much, sir. 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-3333-893. That's the number to call to be a part of the conversation this morning. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, lady.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, this is Chief Ken.
Okay, hi, Chief Ken. You're welcome.
People don't understand. People don't understand at all. Dangote is the president. President is Dangote. And until wait till Jesus Christ came, you will never see that refinery. Under refinery, gonna build in this country. They have taken Dangote as their own refinery. That's why everybody's talking of Dangote. Nobody has to build any refinery for you. So the government are depending on Dangote. And when you say depend on Dangote, it is Dangote, President Dangote. So that's why that president cannot intervene. Normally, they always go to president and trouble how we can, bring this thing down. Now, president is out of this business, out of this worrisome. Now they are facing Dangote. So when you say facing Dangote, as if Dangote is no. Every problem they are having with Benjamin or labor and everything now, they have directed to Dangote. And that's what one thing you must know. That is where everything lies. The hand of Dangote. The government is the owner of that particular oil is selling. So let people understand that.
Thank you so much, sir. All right. Now, before we took that call, we're talking about the Independence Day parade, which has been cancelled. Chukwemeka, I grew up. It's true. I grew up always looking forward to October 1st, because not only in the capital city of the country, would have parades in almost all the states where, the president would be at then it was Lagos, and then the governors of, the states would also come out, and there would be a march past at the stadium, and I was always so excited, even though I never got to, represent my school, but we're always so excited to watch our schoolmates, be there, and it was a honor, it was a big one. But under this administration, we've had one.
That goes to show you, Bola, that all is not well with our country. You see, we are not where we're supposed to be, economically, security-wise. We are not. It is a symptom of decay. It's a symptom of something that we all understand that, look, we are no longer where we used to be. You see, if people are happy, if there is leadership at every level, because those days we are talking about, that was the time when leaders emerged through consensus. It was not leadership. The leaders did not emerge through court pronouncements. People voted. People were there to say, okay.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, West Radio.
Good morning to you, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is George. I'm calling you from Ologoro.
You're welcome, Mr. George. Let's have your contribution.
The issue of petroleum refinery in Nigeria is something that has been rolling for a very long time. I keep asking this question. If Dangote refinery was not up now, where do you think Nigeria will be? The power, the effort, the power we are using, people are speaking, calling upon Dangote. The way we are talking to Dangote, were we able to do like that towards those who took the money given to them to reactivate our 4 refineries? Did we speak to them the way we are speaking to Dangote? Dangote is a private company. He invested money there to make sure that he makes gains for whatever he's doing. He finished the refinery. He wants to fix the price. The federal government stood on his neck and they said they are the one to fix price for him. He abides by their decision. And he fixed the price according to what the federal government asked him to do. Now, they brought the issue of unionism. They want the people who are working under him to control his business. And we are still calling Dangote. Supposing Dangote is not there today, where do you think Nigeria will be? Go out. Yesterday, I went out to go and buy fuel. I have to be going up and down looking for where to buy fuel because they have closed up all the stations. Is that not the system they want us to continue to live on? And we are calling on Dangote. Is it Dangote that is our problem today? We don't have leaders. If you are having leaders, why shouldn't one of the refineries in Nigeria be working? Nigerians should learn how to face those who are killing them and not be dancing around them. And tomorrow now we are talking of 2027. You still go and vote the same people who are killing this country. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Mr. George, for your contribution this morning. Now, we're talking about the independence.
So things are not the way they should be. You know, in those days we were talking about, you could remember, even in my own days, we look forward to October 1st because I was in the boys' band. I was blowing flute for them. We practice and practice and practice and practice and practice as if we were going to heaven. At the end of the day, people will stand and take salute. But those days, people came out to vote. But now, courts determine who becomes leaders. So people are afraid that because if you march through the consent, those days people came out as people voted for them. Yes, people declared that nobody went to court to challenge anything. But today, when ordinary local government will go to court will tell us who won. It is not. You have taken everything away from the people. So when you come out to salute people, you will be afraid yourself, because you know that am I sure that things are going to work out well? That is the way. That is why we are cancelling all these things all over the place. Well, and the economy will not support this, because I remember when you bring in the diplomats and everything, people will assemble. You will spend money. But the most important thing, the interpretation is that Nigeria is not well. That's just the bottom line. Things are not okay. Everybody is afraid. Security-wise, Abuja is not safe. No matter the grammar they speak, we hear of as a Kwara, we hear of Katsina, we hear all these states around Abuja. Things are not okay.
All right, let's move on to other stories. But the phone lines still remain open: 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4893, and 0911-3333-893. Now, just, I believe yesterday, Nolge in Osun State said that the federal government has paid Osun State's local government allocations into the APC members' accounts. They made these allegations. They said, this was wrong, it shouldn't happen, it's an abuse of power by key federal government officials in handling the state's local government allocations. Of course, we know that there's been I won't say a fight, but there's been a power play in Osun State, releasing the funds for the local government for Osun State into the accounts. Now, that was made on Sunday. That was said on Sunday. But on the other hand, both the CBN and the OAGF have now denied withholding. They've denied paying it to the APC chairman councillors.
That's what I read this morning also. When I was going through the papers, that they denied that they didn't allow that. They didn't pay anything. So we have to let it be until we find out whether it was paid or not.
And I think the matter at hand also needs to be resolved.
It needs to be resolved before any disbursement. You don't pay into the accounts of people that have already been sacked by the court. You understand? Otherwise, what are you giving them money for? What are they going to use it for? So they came out this morning to say that they didn't pay that money into the account of APC chairman. So let's believe them that they didn't pay it.
All right. If you're just joining us, it's Perspectives Unlimited this morning, coming to you from Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. We're taking a look at headlines making the rounds across the different dailies in the country. On the Punch newspaper, this headline says, tax reforms exempt food, education, and agriculture. That's from the FIRS. Now, the FIRS has explained that the government reforms exempt food, education, shared transportation, and agriculture from the value-added tax. It says that the reforms, described as the most significant fiscal transformations since independence, are designed to ease the burden on citizens and businesses while improving government revenue collection. So basically, with this new laws, they're saying that food, education, transport, and agriculture will be VAT-free. This sounds very good.
No, it is a welcome development if we follow through. Pronouncements have never been our problem. It is following through, especially in the area of education and agriculture. Whatever that will bring back the glory of education in this country is well supported. You understand? Because if you look at what is going on in the education, my sister, you will understand why we are where we are today. And in terms of agriculture, if you remove VAT and there is no enabling environment for farmers to go to the farm, it is like nothing has been done. Because that's why I keep talking about security. Secure the farms first. You cannot crash down food prices by importation, through importation. It's not done because we have lands. We have farmers who are not lazy. But the most important, the thing is that why they are not going to farm is that their insecurity, which is the main thing, that the structural issue that we have when it comes to food insecurity in our country. The government must deal holistically with security of the farms. If farms are secured, people will go back to the farm. And this VAT you have removed will make sense. If you remove the VAT and yet people are not going to the farm, we are still in catch-22 situation.
All right, thank you so much for that this morning. Now, I'm still taking a look at other matters making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria this morning. We also can see presidency welcomes Jonathan to 2027 race, says Nigerians won't forget his failures. What's your opinion of we've been hearing talks, no outright talk, but we're hearing talks from different corners that former President Goodluck Jonathan, is looking to come back and join the presidential race.
It is the Northern Power bloc that are trying to draft Jonathan into the
presidential race.
Yes, and APC is afraid of Jonathan. Remember, they quoted.
But they've just welcomed him.
No, they look at the statement under it that they won't forget his this thing. You understand? This is the man. They even eulogized him sometime. They quoted his friendship and everything. That this man did well and everything. Now the man is bouncing back. But I'm sorry for Jonathan, if he can allow himself to be used. The same people who carried his coffin all over Nigeria, the same people who called him unprintable names, are the same people drafting him, because they are afraid of certain elements that if they come to power, he may take the feeding bottle out of their mouth. So it is not, if Jonathan should allow himself to be manipulated and used, good luck to him. You just want to rubbish his name. Internationally he has been accepted. He has been going from place to place representing Africa, talking here about democracy and everything, even though he relinquished power out of fear. You understand? When many things came after him. So now they are the same people who rubbished him are the same people, I wish him the best. Let him come out and contest.
I like how you said it. You said good luck to him.
Good luck to him.
Apparently that's his name.
Good luck to him.
All right. Thank you for that. We'll take a look at more headlines on the dailies this morning, making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. Now, on the Punch newspaper, we have it here that NNPC and Dangote Refinery have signed a fresh 2-year crude deal. Basically, that's a crude to Naira sales. But let's take this call. This is the last call for today. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. George calling back.
Okay, Mr. George, please turn down the volume of your radio set.
Thank you.
All right, please go ahead, sir.
I beg Jonathan to please stay away from politics now. I am begging him sincerely that he should stay away from politics now. He should not go there to disgrace himself. He should remain in the exalted position that God has placed him by his last action. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. George, for you. Thank you so much for that this morning. We'll be unable to take any more calls, but thank you to everyone who's trying to, call us. Oh, there was also this headline, that I was hoping we could just take a look at it. It says, I'll just take it off the top of my head. It says that submitting thesis submission, will now be a prerequisite for being able to, go for your NYSC.
Okay, you submit your...
You have to submit your project. I was so surprised to read that because I didn't know that you could graduate without submitting your project.
You see, but it is part of the requirements, because you have. But even the thesis they are writing, how many of them are writing it? Do you know that? There are some people that their job is to write thesis for students. No, it's true. They collect a lot of money. You understand? You come and give them the topic, they do it for you. Print it, everything, and give to you. You can't even defend what is inside it.
It is well. All right, let's just take this comment on our Facebook page this morning from Sulaiman Sheriff, I believe. Let's just take a look at it. Just a minute. Okay, so it says, good morning and happy last day of the month. The actions of the Nupeng and Pengassan will definitely have negative effects on the oil and gas sector. It will hamper growth and development of the sector. Their actions will discourage local and foreign investors. Federal government needs to be proactive and call Nupeng and Pengassan to order. You can't have a state within a state. Adeomi Kazim says, good morning, well done, Ma. Adekas from New Garage. Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of Perspectives Unlimited. Thank you so much, Chika.
Thank you for having me, Bola.
All right, and that's it on the show. But stay tuned. Sir Daily is coming right up with AM Sports right here on World's Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. Please listen to this important information. The views expressed by the interviewee in this program are their own and do not necessarily reflect